everyone. My name is Manish Bhave, and I'll be presenting robotics process automation. So this is not a manufacturing robot. What you see in factory is a software robot, but it does exactly much better work than what we can, and we'll have a demo for it today. But robotics process automation is actually a software. So it can be configured to capture information and interpret data for business users. So once this software is trained to understand the business process, what it does is it processes transactions. It can capture data, throw responses, and communicate with multiple systems. So any kind of a computer-based transaction, which is repetitive, rule-based, predictive, voluminous, which has multiple touch points, and anything which a human being can do can be mimicked by a robot. And that's what we are going to see in the demo today. However, a robot, and we call it as a bot just to make sure it's different than a manufacturing robot, works 24/7. It doesn't make mistakes. It doesn't take leaves, and of course, never asks for a hike in salary. What we have also observed is this software is designed to automate anything from any source, whether it is a login, logout, if you can say, or if it is capturing data and populating into a template, capturing data and populating into a particular form, or it can be accessing systems like any financial systems, ERP, CRM systems. It does everything, much more. So I'll request Yogesh, my colleague. Today what we are going to do is we'll show you a transaction, what a typical engineer would do, and that's what Yogesh is going to do. And then we'll have the same transaction done by a robot. Once that is done, I would like to talk about return on digital, and we do have some use cases.
So thank you very much, Manish. Hi everyone, my name is Yogesh Verma, and today I'm going to simulate something for you. It's a typical environment where people call into a center and they request for any changes to their account or changes to their plan, or the use cases can be enormous, but for simplicity's sake, let's take that if a person calls into a contact center and he says that I want to change my plan from A to B, and the agent there says, sir, to do that we'll have to terminate your existing plan. So the customer says, fine, we are okay with it, and the agent says, okay sir, we'll get back to you. Now this request, it goes to a group of people who are sitting at the back end, right? So this screen that you see here, unfortunately I have to sit and simulate the environment of a back office person, so please excuse me for that. So here we have a back office employee who's logging into the CRM. So he has his tickets. So he has a list of all his tickets. Yeah, so he has a list of all his tickets that are assigned to him, and he just needs to click on the first one that he needs to work on. So this is the list he needs to work on. He opens the first ticket. He gets the details of the customer.
Sorry to interrupt, but can we start the clock so that we can see how much time it takes for a manual process?
I'll start off once again. Actually, that's the fun part. So what we do is, let's start this activity. Let's time this activity manually. First, let's see how much time it takes for a person manually to do it, and then let's see how much time the robot takes. So here's the stopwatch. So the associate goes to the system. He goes to the main system. He goes to the ticket. Presses a go. He goes to the first ticket. He gets the customer details. What he has to do is now copy this phone number and paste it into the accounts tab to get the details of the account. So he sees a lot of accounts here, but he needs to pick up the one that is active. So he just copies the active account, and now he needs to paste it into something called a billing terminal. So for billing terminal, he needs to go into another application. He needs to paste that account number here, press enter, and see the date on which the next billing cycle is for this customer. So he sees that the billing cycle is tomorrow, which is good. So now he needs to go back to the CRM application, go to the penalty calculations tab, and paste the, he doesn't remember what he needs to paste, but as far as I'm concerned, he needs to paste the mobile number. So he needs to go back to one of the screens, copy the mobile number, go back to the penalty calculations tab, paste it back here, press go. So now he gets that this customer needs to pay $851 of penalty to terminate his existing plan to go to a new one. So now he needs to send this message to the customer. So for doing that, the great way to do it is they have an SMS application, which typically is an automated application. Here he needs to pay the mobile number of the customer, and typically all these organizations, they have a SMS template, which is predefined template that is to be copied from here and pasted into the SMS application. And now he needs to replace all this X and the dates and the account number from the CRM which he opened up. So for example, this account number, he needs to go to the CRM application, go to the accounts tab, copy this account number, go back to the SMS app, paste it, being charged with $851. So $851 was the penalty calculation, if he remembers it right. And then we have the date. Can someone tell me where the date was?
Tomorrow.
Okay, it was in the billing terminal. This one, this green screen. This is a very primitive application actually. So still most of the organizations use it though. So you copy this, go back to the SMS app, paste it on the date, and that's it. Send the SMS. The SMS is gone to the customer now knows it, what he needs to pay to change to a new plan. And wonderfully, he has to repeat this whole step, all these steps, for sending it through email to the same customer. So you can see the steps which are very manual in nature. There's no human intelligence required here. It's just copying and pasting from one app to the other, one location to the other. It's just the logic that needs to be built around it to automate this stuff. So let's go and stop this stopwatch. Approximately it took about 3.5 minutes to do this. I would typically now like to see how a bot would do this. So if we go back and we automate this stuff, this is a robot. I'm not doing anything. I have the pad in my hand, and it's automatically the bot is capturing the details from one application, pasting into another, and it is doing that same workflow that has been assigned to that robot. So typically, if you can see, it comes back to the CRM, marks it as complete. It took about 22 seconds for the robot to fulfill this activity. And this was just one robot that was deployed to do this. You remember this list of tickets that that person had? You could deploy a pool of robots to actually work on each of those tickets parallelly and finish that work items quickly as soon as possible. So you can see the impact it makes to the number of tickets that it can handle, plus the efficiency and the greater accuracy with which it works.
Thanks, Yogesh.
Thank you.
I'll just take sorry, any questions?
So this application has been built by you, or this is a third-party application? Because there are companies like Blue Prism, etc., who also will be supplying these type of applications.
No, absolutely. Great question. Yes, this is a partner-led model. You're right. There are companies like Blue Prism or Thoughtnomy or Automation Anywhere, and they carry the tool, okay? But we have the entire ecosystem which we have built on the top of it. So the way I think of this is, let's not think it as a tool. Let's think like an art form. So there's a famous saying which says that even if you plan to buy a hammer and a chisel, you won't be able to create Michelangelo's David. Okay, so because that's the hammer and the chisel never created it, right? It was Michelangelo who did it. So we have 6 pillars, and that's the entire ecosystem. I'll take just 1 minute to explain it quickly. I know we are short of time. But there are 6 pillars: automate, optimize, train, monitor, measure, and control. Now, automate is where the entire ecosystem starts. So we have a center of excellence. We have people who are business analysts. We have people who come from the domain, whether it is banking, insurance, financial services. And we understand the customer's environment, understand the heterogeneous systems which are there, and then we build the entire workflow discipline. So that's where the automate piece is done. Optimize, which is the second layer, is all about process optimization. So it is where we have accelerators. So we have inputs. One of there where you saw that let's say the input is a PDF file. So we have built in our own IPs where it will do the optical character recognition, OCR, and then it will digitize that and bring into the workflow, and then it will process. Or we have customers who also have handwritten things. So we have intelligent character recognition, which is ICR. Again, it's our own IP, which converts it, brings into the workflow discipline, and then it processes the entire transaction. The third, which is around, that's the most exciting piece, which is train. And train is something which is work in progress, but that's where we are trying to make it cognitive, because there are millions of transactions which we are doing. The idea is to understand, use some kind of predictive analytics and say, because these are repetitive tasks, is there a way to find out what are the trends and patterns, and can we build cognitive intelligence out of it? So that's the third thing which we are doing. The fourth is monitor. Now, monitor is like, think of bots as a team. So you are monitoring their activity. You're monitoring how many bots, how many sequential tasks are you going to do? At what point of time, how much of bot do you want to optimize? How much of productivity do you want to capture out of that? The next is around measure. Measure is where we are measuring all the KPIs, whether it is accuracy, productivity, efficiency gain, cycle time, turnaround time. And then the last is control. The control is again where the center of excellence comes into picture, because that's where our analytics, reporting, dashboards, all those are being built. And we have Prasad over here. His team helps us in further throwing these dashboards onto mobile devices like maybe tablets or mobility. So all these 6 things which I just mentioned is Zensar, and it's not the tool. And so the hammer and chisel doesn't work. I mean, it's not enough. It will, but that's not enough. So that's where we come into picture.